Hi everyone, welcome to Blue Heron Hill. I'm Sue and I'm in the kitchen today. And the topic today is corn. I don't grow my own corn. We have tried, have been unsuccessful at doing it. So I rely upon our local farmers to get it fresh picked this morning, which is always best, and either eaten right away or processed right away, because the sugars are still intense now. And as you wait and time goes on, the sugars will turn to carbohydrates. So I want to get these processed up real fast. We don't grow our own corn because of weed pressure and disease pressure and pest pressure. One year, the raccoons got it even before we were ready to pick, and they said, oh, it's ready to eat. So we rely on local farmers. So I could preserve this corn two ways. You can freeze it or you can can it. And when you can it, you have to pressure can it. It is a low acid food, and it needs pressure canning to make sure that it's safe for long-term storage. In the past, I've always frozen it. It seems as though I run out of freezer space for the amount of corn that I would like to preserve. So canning is the best option for me. In the past, I can it, and I don't know if anybody else does, but I'm sure this is a problem. The varieties of corn now are super sweet. And so when you have that much sugar in your produce, when you can it at high temperatures like you do in a pressure canner, the sugars in the corn tend to burn. So your corn will take on a kind of a brownish, almost tinge to it. It's kind of unsightly, but it tastes just fine. I usually use mine in soups and stews and things like that. And so it has always worked out fine. I just, when I can it, I just kind of ignore the fact that it doesn't look very pretty. So this year my freezer space is limited, so I am trying to can as much as I'm able to can. This corn is from a new farmer, and it's an Amish farmer. And I was speaking with her, and she wanted to know what I was going to do with all of this corn, how I was going to preserve it. And I said, well, I'd like to can it because of space, but I generally freeze it. And she says, oh, we can ours all the time. I said, but does yours turn brown? And she says, no, I put in, some, she says, I have a recipe and I put it in. And so I said, oh, what do you put in? And she said, let me go get my recipe and give you the exact measurements. So that's what she did. And I was just pleased as punch, because I would definitely like a way to take that corn and make it more pleasant looking. So she puts in lemon juice, which makes sense to me because lemon juice is an acid and it will actually retain the color of a product. And then she puts in a little bit of sugar, she said, and salt. So I thought I would try it. I did one batch and it worked. So I want to take you through my process, and maybe this will help you with canning corn or not freezing it and being able to can instead, if you to go on your pantry shelves rather than in your freezer. So I have to get going. I am husking all of this corn, and then I will take it off of the kernels. It's raw packed, and I'll show you after I get all of this done. So I got a lot to do. I'll be back. I saw a method or a tool to use, and so I thought I would give that a try this year. Now, there were two different types that I saw, so I purchased both of them, and only because I thought I would be having a helper. And so we could both be doing this at the same time. But now that I'm making this video right now, and I don't have a helper. So I have two different styles here. I'll give you my honest opinion of them, and you can decide whether you want to purchase either one of these if you're interested at all. I am not usually a unitasker. I usually have a tool that serves many, many purposes. That's why I've always just used a knife. But since I have such a bulk load of corn to do, I thought I'd give this a try because it looked great. Okay, this one is nice and sleek. It's made all out of stainless steel, so that is a plus in my book. And it has nice sharp teeth. You can see these teeth here along this ridge, and then it has another band here that kind of holds it against the cob. So, and there was no instructions with it, but I am assuming that this is what you do. Place it on your cob and pull straight down. Seems to work pretty well. The kernels come off pretty much whole. It takes just a little bit of finagling with it. They're these little serrated teeth on this cutting blade are very, very sharp. But it does seem to do a pretty good job of pulling all of these kernels off whole. So, but it takes just a little bit of getting used to the depth at which you pull it. And because if you go too deep, you hit the cob itself. If you go too shallow, you are going to leave part of those kernels on here. You do have to watch out for your knuckles. Sometimes it helps to start in the center of the cob and pull down, so you have something to grip at the top, and you're not risking your fingers. So, and then you can turn it and do it in this for that side. See, I'm missing some of those kernels here. I'm not getting a very good angle on it. All right, so let's try this one. Now this one's a little different. It has the two blades on it. One is, or not blades. One blade has the serrated teeth and the other has the band that holds it against the cob itself. These teeth are a little bit finer, but what I like about this one is that this head swivels. So you can, according to your grip and how you position this, it may be more beneficial than a rigid one like this. It's just as sharp and does a very good job slicing the kernels off whole. I do find, though, that it is much easier to manipulate than this one that doesn't have that swivel to it here. So I guess you can tell which one that I prefer. it would be this one. Let me know down in the comments below if you have tried this one, if you've tried this one, which one would you prefer to use? I've got a lot to do here, so I'm going to get with using this one for my my preference for taking these kernels off these cobs. I'll be back when those are all done. Well, this is a lot of corn, but it didn't take me that long. I tell you, that tool is amazing. I think maybe I'll put a link down in the description box below on both of those, if you're willing to give it a try, if you're interested. Okay, so now I am going to jar up my corn. This is probably, I'm going to have to double stack in my canner for sure. So we'll see. It's going to be more than, let's go all wide mouth this time. Up to 1 inch headspace. Do not pack it down. It's not supposed to be packed tightly. I think maybe I'll take a little bit off the top here. Okay, now the secret ratio. We're going to, going to be using bottled lemon juice because it has a consistent acidity to it. So 1 tablespoon per pint. Now, I don't know what it would be for quarts. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not even going to guess. And just 1/2 of a teaspoon of sugar. And also 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now filling it up with up to 1 inch headspace with hot boiling water. Doesn't take much. Be sure to debubble. Recheck your headspace to see if it needs any more liquid. This one looks like it has too much liquid in it. Yep. Now, after checking all your headspace again, we are going to clean our rims. And vinegar is my chosen method here. Invariably, you might get some of the corn silks that when you were cutting off your kernels off your cob. Make sure you are extra careful that they are not on the rim, because that will definitely interfere with the seal. It looks like I have plenty more here, so I'll be able to get another 8 pints into my canner. And here's our color of our fresh corn. And when those come out, you'll see there's no browning, and they'll look just as fresh and bright as our fresh cut corn. This is the last one going into the canner. Double stacked, 8 on the bottom, 8 on the top. And that goes in for 55 minutes. And I'll show you when it comes out of the canner. So be back for that. Look how beautiful that looks. No more brown corn in my pantry shelves. So if you've had that problem, try the lemon juice, a little bit of sugar, and salt in your jars, and they come out looking just as good as they did when they went in there as fresh kernels. I guess this could have been a Tips on Tuesday, but I've got another one coming up for next Tuesday. So thanks for following along with this video. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I've got lots more content coming up, especially during these weeks and months of preservation when the garden is just exploding with ripe fruits and vegetables. So until the next time that we can go digging in the dirt or canning in the kitchen, bye now.